This whole set of parking plans should be dropped out the window right now for the very simple reason that this is a piece of Soviet-inspired central planning that has no place in a rural Arizona town. It won't work, and even if it does, the idea that the government should be deciding where people park is tyrannical and ludicrous. To understand how this plan has gotten so far out of control, let's take a moment to look back at the history. It just so happens that last night I happened to be rereading the 2018 Transportation Master Plan. I realized something interesting. There's over 200 mentions of parking in that document. The only reference to removing parking is to possibly taking out some of the spots along 89A as a precaution. In the 8 years since that plan was approved, changeovers in council and staff have given us the removal of hundreds of parking spaces along Dry Creek Road, hundreds more, well, that Dry Creek, of course, being in conjunction with the Forest Service, working on removing spaces along Red Rock Loop with the county, removing hundreds of spaces on Soldiers Pass Road, and now proposing to close hundreds of spaces in Uptown to force consolidation of parking at the garage, all with the explicit goal, as council and staff have been quite frank on, of forcing the people of this community to use their transit system and go where the government wants them to go. To help people connect the dots, I just want to remind everybody that a couple weeks ago, we heard council interview a candidate for the Planning and Zoning Commission who expressed his enthusiasm for driverless cars and the day when no one would own a car. You know, those software-controlled cars, the day when if Councillor Melissa Dunn, for example, decides there's way too much dust in the air due to her paranoias and her phobias, push a button, brick the car, nobody goes anywhere today. Or what about the driverless car, which, if you have a ticket for littering in the Red Rocks, just turns around and takes you straight to the county jail? Extreme, perhaps. Tomorrow, of course not. 10 or 20 years from now, quite possible, because we know where your minds are going. And how do we know this? Because you are not trustworthy. The entire population of this community came out to tell you with one unanimous voice that we do not want license plate reader cameras spying on us in our community. You and your idiot staff have somehow brought this idea back after you were told no very firmly. No cameras and no on any of these parking plans.